So today's yoga class, as always, is going to be guided by yours truly. Hello, I am Cassie, and I am so grateful for you joining me today. If there's ever anything that we're doing that you would prefer to hold as I move on, or if you would rather avoid or substitute with another move, please give yourself permission to do that. As always, I am hoping that this can be your practice and that it is a 40-minute experience that you will enjoy and get something positive out of. So as I mentioned before, we're down on our mats, and if you're not already in a relaxed position, please take yourself there now. I'll be coming back into Shavasana. We are laying on our backs, trying to relax our shoulders, across our hips, all the way up through the center of our body. Feel free to close your eyes, bringing our focus to our breathing, trying to practice mindfulness, bringing any thoughts that are wandering into our present state. Focusing on our inhale, allow the belly to expand, and then focus on our exhale, feeling the body relax. We'll do this for about a minute. With our next inhale, go ahead and reach those arms long up over our head, nice big stretch. Allow the rib cage to expand, the spine to stretch long. We'll release our arms and gather our body into a nice hug. We can hold on to the legs and then start to rock right to left. Continuing to hold that hug, knees to chest position. Go ahead and roll the ankles, working through the toes, the feet. Encouraging lots of good blood flow and circulation. We'll get ready to come into our single leg stretch, focusing on our backs and our hips today. Keeping a hold of our right knee, go ahead and lower that left leg all the way down into the ground. We can draw the knee open towards that right shoulder. Noticing any stretch down the front of our left hip or through that right inner thigh area. If it feels good, you can stay here. Otherwise, drawing the leg across towards your left shoulder, continuing to draw the knee towards the face, noticing any stretch along the outside of that right hip. Coming through the middle and release down. We'll draw the left thigh in when you're ready. Firmly pressing the right leg down and away. Activate the lengthening of our hip flexor and draw the left knee out towards the left shoulder. And if you'd like to join me, you can cross the knee over towards right shoulder. Gently releasing the leg all the way down. Making sure that we are in fact comfortable on our mats. We're feeling a little bit more in control of our alignment. Let's draw the feet up onto the floor, bending our knees, placing everything hips width distance apart. Heels are in close to the body as we prepare for our glute bridges. Arms down by our side, shoulders relaxing to the mat, activating our abdominal muscles as we inhale, lift the hips up to the ceiling, and exhale, slowly lower down. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, down. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Taking our hands to the back of head, preparing for abdominal work. Really engage the finger up through the torso. Tuck the chin as we inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, activating those core muscles. Inhale. Exhale, 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, down, and last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Taking our arms up to our side, little windshield wipers of the knees to loosen up anything in the back and hips. And we can work our way slowly over onto one side. Through fetal position, gently press ourselves up, and we'll come over so that we can be on hands and knees in tabletop. Finding a place that's comfortable for both knees and hands. Draw the abdominal muscles in and the neck long. Finding our spinal balance, working on our posture today. Extending right arm forward, thumb raised towards the ceiling, and press that left foot back behind. Slowly lower down. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, notice we want a strong straight line. Inhale, right. Exhale, down. Inhale, left. Exhale. Inhale, right. Exhale, down. And last time, inhale, left. Exhale, very good. Hold it here. Taking our thread the needle. Right hand lifts up. Big inhale up towards the ceiling. Now exhale, thread it all the way underneath, laying into your right ear. We can extend the left arm up towards the ceiling or overhead if that's preferred. Gently coming all the way back up onto that left hand. Finish with our right hand coming high to the sky and release it down. Happy hands. Let's repeat that on the left side. Inhale, left arm high to the ceiling. Exhale, threading underneath the right shoulder. We can lay into that left ear or wherever is comfortable. And that right hand, it can stay by the face, come overhead, or raised. Really make every position your own. Notice how that feels. Any modification that affects us differently, even right to left. Slowly making our way back up onto our right hand, sweep that left arm high to the sky, and release. Happy on our hands still as we come into cows and cats. Let's inhale, untuck the tailbone, lift through the crown of the head as we open our chest. Exhale, round the back, tucking tails under and chin to chest. Inhale, open up into cow. Exhale, rounding up to cat. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And last time, exhale, round up as high as you're able to. Pressing back into child's pose. Sinking low into those hips. Extending arms forward. And we can come down with our head on the floor or as close to as possible today. Walking our hands over to the right edge of our mat, left hand on top, sitting deeper into your left hip as we really try to stretch the left side of our body. Walking through the middle across to the left edge, sitting deeper into your right hip. Coming through the middle, and now finding our flow series. We inhale forward into a kneeling plank, stacking shoulders above wrists, knees remain on the floor. Slowly lower into a position that we can control, keeping backs flat, elbows into rib cage. Press straight up into your kneeling plank position, and then back into child's pose. We'll do this a few times. Inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower into your hovered pose. Inhale, press straight up. Exhale, push back. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back. One more time. Inhale, forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, resting back in child's pose. For those of us interested today in coming into downward facing dog, let's take that position now. Otherwise, feel free to stay here in child's pose. When you're in down dog, we want our head to be comfortably hanging between our shoulders, spreading those fingers as we push away from the mat, and feet, they're about hips width distance apart. Let's really think about lifting our tails up to the ceiling, flattening out the back. Now while we're here, if you haven't started already, let's massage the feet, pedaling them right to left, toe to heel, as we walk the dog in place. Finding our down dog or our child's pose, holding it here for a moment as we prepare to take another flow that we'll go through 2 times. Inhaling forward into plank. We can stay on our toes or drop down to our knees as we lower all the way down to our stomach. Chaturanga. Inhale, cobra stretch. Opening up the chest, long neck. Pressing back, down dog or child pose. Doing that one more time. Inhale forward. Exhale, chaturanga. So much control. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog or child. Walking our hands and feet together. Finding the top of our mat. Coming up halfway into monkey. We want to pull our bellies in really nice and small, tight to the back. Notice how flat our backs can be. Pulling those shoulders in, maintaining long necks, with knees as soft as necessary. Transferring our weight into our heels. Let's reach the arms forward, pull the shoulder blades back behind. Still aware of strong stomachs and flat backs. Wiggle those toes to make sure that your weight is in fact down deep into the heel. From chair, let's inhale, lift our arms all the way up. And exhale, release. Very nice. At this point, if you would like to grab a quick drink of water, I encourage you to do so. Taking breaks whenever we need to. And we will come into our sun salutation. So with our sun salutation series, we'll go through it 2 times today, incorporating what's known as a vinyasa, so a flow in between. Shoulders down, standing in Tadasana. So we've got feet about hips width distance apart, really lifting up through our thighs, stable across stomachs, proud across shoulders, and to the crown of head. With our first inhale, reach the arms tall up above our head. Exhale, swan dive, pigeon from hips down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway up into monkey. Exhale, release into forward fold. Step all the way back to plank. That can be done through tabletop or kneeling position, and press back into down dog or child's pose. Now here's that vinyasa if you'd like to follow me. You inhale forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog or child's pose. Inhale, walk, step, or jump the feet up between our hands, coming halfway up to monkey, really flat back. Bend the knees, inhale, reverse swan dive, lift tall. Exhale, sweep, sitting into your chair pose. One more time to your sun salutation. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan dive, hinge from the hips, flat backs to forward fold. Inhale, halfway up to monkey. Exhale, release into forward fold. Soften your knees, step or jump back into plank. Also tabletop is an option. Press back into down dog or child's pose. If you're joining me for the flow, we inhale forward into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press back, down dog or child's. Inhale, step, walk, or jump up between your hands. Coming halfway up into monkey. Soften those knees, inhale, reverse swan dive, lift tall. Exhale, sweep, sitting into your chair pose. Inhale, lift up. And now exhale, release the arms, step your left foot back behind into warrior 1. We want to keep our hips and shoulders square to the front. Press that back foot down behind you, bending more into your right knee. Lift so tall, and then release the shoulders down. As we hold warrior 1, feel free to change the position of the arms into something more comfortable. Heart center is always a good choice. I like the arms up above head because we're able to work on those shoulders. It makes me feel like I can lift a little bit taller, even though we're getting lower in the legs. Farther forward in that front knee, still want to maintain height, growing through the spine. Now from warrior 1, let's open up into warrior 2. Turn your body to face the long edge of your mat. Pulling bellies in, let's bend forward into right knee. Keeping arms stacked above your legs on that same line. Maybe it's on your mat, some mats have them. Other mats, they're just solid like mine, and we imagine that line down the middle, and we want to drop our legs and our arms right on top of it. Keep pulling in. Strong through those fingers, lots of energy. From warrior 2, we're finding reverse warrior. Bring that right hand palm up to the ceiling, bend away from your knee. Continue to bring that right kneecap forward, lengthening that whole right side of your body. Inhale, lift up. Slowly stepping our feet together. Taking our right foot behind us. Opening up into warrior 1, left foot forward. Take as much time as you need to establish this position. Four corners of both feet firmly pressing into the mat as we bend forward into left knee. Level hips, level shoulders, straight up and down through the midsection. Feel free to close your eyes whenever you want. Using that breath to help. We can open up to warrior two. Turning to the long edge of our mat. The feet run roughly perpendicular to one another as we bend forward into left knee, secure shoulders down our backs, energy at our fingers, long up and down through the midsection. Feeling the legs working, the toes getting longer on the mat. Getting ready for a reverse warrior. We bring that left palm all the way up to the ceiling. Bending forward deeper into that left knee. Let's really lengthen your lateral extension on that left side. Inhale, warrior two. And exhale, step together. As many steps as you need, fidget it out if we need to. Taking a chair flow. Feet can be as close together as completely adducted or slightly abducted into a more neutral hip alignment position, which is what I prefer. Helps my knees feel happy. We take an inhale, lift the arms tall. Now exhale, sweep, sitting back in the chair. We're going to do this a few times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, sit. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back into the heels, keeping the chest high. Inhale, lift. Exhale, imagine wearing a crown on your head. Keep that crown always on top. We're never ducking our head or allowing that crown to fall off. One more, inhale, lift. Feel still. Now inhale, lift up. Put our left foot back into warrior one. Secure those shoulders down our backs, put forward into our right knee. Any adjustments we make so that we are happy with our foundation. For instance, the knees farther apart, a wider base support. Or maybe they're too long and we're feeling like we're as always, if you'd like to internalize your practice, go ahead and close your eyes. Really focus on that breathing. Open up into warrior two when you're ready. You'll notice that I usually heel toe my back foot away a little bit on my warrior two. I increase the space between my feet so I can get deeper as I open up across my hips. We need to do the same. From warrior two, we're coming down into side angle. This time, we bend into our right side, taking elbow on the thigh. That left arm is all the way. So for anyone who picks up walking with the hip, take a hand across and back into your opposite hip. Back up. Notice that you're still able then to open out. Bending a little bit more to the right knee. Inhale, lift up. Warrior two, go ahead and straighten out both legs, preparing for our triangle. And turn to the side, squeeze the knee. Straighten out that front leg, hitch the back hip, and then move forward straight. Take the right arm down towards the leg, and left arm up to the ceiling. Trying to mimic a long, straight line from tail, belly button square to flow. And his arms should complement the straight line from up and down and forward to right. Ever again, that top arm is bothering us. If this bottom leg is bothering us, you can look at the side angle if preferred. All the wonderful stretch we're getting. Extension to the side, the lengthening through that leg. Now softening your knee, big inhale, lift up. Turn both toes to face the long edge of your mat, preparing for straddle split. Let's bend the knees, inhale, lift arms tall. Hinge out your hips as we exhale, reach forward. Finding your forward fold. Relax the head. Relax your arms, either pull elbows and leg long, or they can reach the legs to the floor. Slowly roll yourself all the way up. Okay, walking the feet together into the top of our mat. So wherever we finished up, and now resume our position here, preparing for our warrior one. Now with the left foot at the top, placing that right foot back behind us. So you're happy with your position on the mat. And then reach those arms nice and tall, bring the shoulders down, and bend yourself a little bit further forward to your left knee. Ensuring you can always wiggle your toes. That's going to alleviate some pressure from the kneecap before making sure that our weight's distributed equally through the inside-outside edges of the heels and ball of foot. Pressing away from that back foot, trying to keep our body as square to the front of the room as possible. Nice deep breaths. And we can open into our warrior two. Finding that imaginary line as we bend deeper into our left foot. Roll those shoulders back, pull ourselves up a little taller through midsection. Always feeling so empowered, in control, strong, and calm all at the same time during our yoga practice. Coming down into side angle. Left elbow to thigh, right arm high to the sky. Trying never to lean into the front shoulder, but very strong through the shoulder, the bicep. Opening up across the hips. Slowly releasing ourselves back up, finding warrior two. As we come into our triangle, we'll straighten out that front leg, soft knee, never locked. Hit your back hip, reaching forward with that left hand. Coming down with the hand to the inside of the thigh or the shin, the right arm high to the ceiling. Again, let's focus on alignment. Feeling like we're working with long, straight lines, improving mobility from shoulders, hips, and back. Slowly softening the knees, inhale, reach ourselves up. Turn both toes to the long edge of our mat. We'll go through our straddle split one more time. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, reach forward, hinging from hips, finding a forward fold stretch to the hamstrings and the back. Softening the knees, slowly rolling ourselves all the way up. Taking our time as we come to the top of our mat. At this point, if you would like to grab another drink, please do so. We have one standing exercise that we're going to do before coming back down and returning to our mats. For our standing exercise, this will be our tree pose. We're doing traditional balance today. If you noticed throughout our practice that your balance was maybe a little bit off or you were frustrated with it, remove yourself off of your mat onto a hard floor, or even bring yourself up against a wall or a chair or table, just to help with stabilizing. Now we find our Tadasana position, feet roughly hips width distance apart, shoulders roll down, lots of energy through the palms, and then long necks through all front of head. Extending that right leg, we abduct it out to the side, externally rotate at the hip, draw that foot into position. Whether we remain toe on the floor for a kickstand, bring it to the calf, or all the way up above your knee to your inner thigh. We want hips and shoulders staying square to the front, and then really working on establishing that long line so there's no S curves. Good. S curves are tricky. Finding your position with your hands, whether they're up tall, heart center, or even out to the side. I want us to really work on pressing that right knee back and lift out of that left hip. There's just a little bit of a slurping up through a straw type action here to work on that stability through the left hip joint. Slowly bringing the leg through the middle and release down. Go ahead and fidget through those feet, roll the ankles, encourage lots of blood flow. Reestablish Tadasana when you're ready. Let's abduct the left leg, externally rotate at the hip, and draw the leg in, either floor, calf, or inner thigh. Open the hips, slurpy suck that right hip up, neutralize alignment through the midsection, and then find the placement of your arms. Shoulders down, and notice, taking a moment of self-reflection, if this side, as we stand on the right leg, is any different compared to the left leg. It's okay if it is, there's no harsh judgment. It's something interesting that we may learn about ourselves. Or if your balance is maybe a little bit off today, perhaps taking a moment and asking yourself why. Did we have a poor night's sleep? Are we feeling a bit of a head cold? Does the weather or the environment affect our balance? Lots of things that we can piece together for our own little investigation. Drawing the leg into the middle and then lowering down. Go ahead and pedal out those feet. And now as we return to the top of our mat, if we moved at all, if we were using balance help, we'll take a big inhale, lift up. Exhale, swan dive through, forward fold. Step back into plank or tabletop, and press back into down dog or child's pose. While we're here, I want you to really enjoy the stretch. Make it your own, wiggle if you need to. Stay still or stretch anything. And we'll come into pigeon, kicking that right foot up nice and high to the sky, sweeping that leg forward to the front of our mat. Foot comes towards the left hand, knee comes towards the right hand. We can press that leg all the way back behind us. Comfortable through the balance as we support ourselves on our knees, hips are lifted, and then find our placement of hands, elbows, or my personal favorite, stacking my forehead on my fists used as pillows. Please stay here for as long as feels comfortable. If this position isn't working for you today, the alternative would be to come down to the mat, laying on your back, and hold a figure four, crossing one foot over. Please choosing which position feels better for you as we hold it for a few more deep breaths. slowly coming out of the pose. If you're on your back, simply uncross the legs and remain there. If you're in pigeon pose, sweeping our legs back into down dog or child's pose. Taking the left foot high when you're ready, and sweeping that knee in, foot to the right hand, knee to the left hand, placing that right leg as far back, as straight back as we can get it, and then finding the position on our hands, forearms, or hands to head. Slowly making our way up. Again, if you're on your back, please stay there. If you're in down dog or child's pose now, finding your stretch and holding it for a moment. And then all together, we'll be making our way down onto our backs for our final stretch and relaxation. We're going to take ourselves into our butterfly, laying on our back with feet on the floor, and then knees opening wide, allowing the soles of the feet to press together. You may notice that your lower back feels off the ground, or maybe it doesn't. I really want you just to become more familiar with your body and allow each position to give you a little bit more of that puzzle, an extra piece. Finding some discovery here as we relax across the hips, the shoulders, take a few deep breaths. Now you can choose to stay in our supine butterfly for your final relaxation. Otherwise, helping those legs together and relax the legs down completely into Shavasana. Hands are wherever is comfortable as we release the tension from our face, our neck, and our shoulders. Bring the attention into our breathing once more. Slow, deep breaths in and out. Whether you're counting each breath, in which case we would count maybe 5 for the inhale and 5 for the exhale. Or if you're letting your mind empty and simply enjoying this moment of peace, this tranquility. Let's enjoy our relaxation. slowly wiggling our fingers and our toes, checking back in with the room, and taking a moment to stretch anything that we now realize we need to focus on. And we can make our way up into our seated position whenever we're ready. Once we find ourselves in a comfortable position, sitting tall and upright, making sure we have in fact established some connection with our posture, we'll say our final goodbye. Inhale, lifting those hands tall up above head to prayer. Exhaling down through heart center. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, it was a pleasure doing yoga with you. I hope that you enjoyed the practice and that you have a wonderful rest of your day.